Okay, this is part 3 of Sage and the Journey to Wishworld. And yes, it is the next day. So, Chapter 3. Sage counted again. 12. Including herself, there were 12 girls. There were 12 girls seated at the round silver table in the headmistress's enormous office. Each seat had a hollow place card in front of it. Sage was sitting in between Tessa, a girl with bright green curls who seemed to be really kind, and Adora, whose eyes were an amazing shade of light blue. Everyone was dressed in their finery, and it looked like they were all sitting down to a fancy dinner party, minus the place settings and the food, of course. Sage was across from a girl with a black mask and pink sequins. Sage frowned as she took in the girl's magenta eyes and fuchsia hair. She wore a puffy layered skirt and a short-sleeved rhinestone-trimmed jacket with an enormous ruffled collar over a hot pink and black striped blouse. I was wondering why things looked blurry. Damn. She also had on black lace gloves. She was very striking. Wasn't she the same girl Sage had spotted standing on the balcony during the procession? And didn't that mean she was an upperclassman? What was she doing at a new student orientation? It was all very confusing. Sage then looked curiously at the others around the table, matching each face with the name on the place card. Adora, Tessa, Gemma, who was chatting away. Sage recognized her as the girl who stuck out her tongue in the auditorium. Vega, Leona, who had been sitting and dancing on the quad. Clover, Libby, the girl in pink who had tripped over her own train during the procession. Piper, Astra, Cassie, and Scarlet, the masked upperclassmen. Sage noticed that Vega looked a bit worried and Piper seemed lost in thought, twirling a piece of her seafoam green hair around her finger. Libby was studying everyone intently. Astra, who somehow managed to make her bright red gown look sporty, was attempting to have a friendly chat with Cassie, who was shooting glances around the room, apparently unable to concentrate on small talk. Sage herself felt like she was going to jump out of her skin if she didn't find out what was going on immediately. Then the office door slid open and Lady Stella glided inside. She looked at the girls assembled around the table, carefully studying each one. Sage gazed right back at her. Lady Stella was even lovelier up close. Her sparkling olive skin was smooth and flawless, and her eyes danced in the light from her glimmering headpiece. Sage watched as the headmistress closed her eyes for a moment, as if to collect her thoughts. Then she said something truly incredible. "You 12 girls are about to make startling history," she pronounced solemnly. There were several gasps. "Moon and stars!" Cassie cried, looking apprehensive. Sage, on the other hand, felt elated. This was good. Very good. "What in the stars are you talking about?" cried Gemma. "Gemma!" scolded Tessa. "Don't be rude!" Sage stared at the two girls. Did they know each other? "But I really want to know!" Gemma exclaimed. "I mean, you can't just say something like that and leave us hanging. I mean, I'm really... Sage... Tessa leaned forward and placed her hand over Gemma's mouth. Everyone stared. That seemed pretty inappropriate. Lady Stella laughed at their shocked faces. "Gemma and Tessa are sisters," she told everyone. "Okay, back to business. Let me explain what I mean. We have always known that the greatest amount of positive energy is generated by granting the wishes of young wishlings. Traditionally, this is done only by startling adults who have graduated from a wish-granting academy. But I have a theory that the wishes of young wishlings were granted by young starlings, this special combination would produce an even greater amount of positive wish energy. My plan is for Starling Academy students to go down to Wishworld for the first time in history and test this theory." A stunned silence filled the room. "It makes perfect sense," she said. "Young starlings could attend school, join teams and clubs, and blend in seamlessly with young wishlings." Sage looked around the table, barely holding back a small smile. Starling Academy students traveling to Wishworld and granting wishes? Amazing! She was pretty sure she knew what was coming next, and she held her breath in anticipation. And who are these lucky students? All of you, of course. 12 talented girls who are just as unique as those they are going to help. 4 third years, Scarlett, Leona, Tessa, and Adora. 4 second years, Piper, Vega, Clover, and Astra. And 4 first years, Sage, Cassie, Libby, and Gemma. The 12 girls The 12 girls stared at Lady Stella in silence as the weight of her words sank in. Cassie was the first to speak. She looked stricken. "I don't get it," she cried. "Why me? Why us?" Lady Stella smiled a secret smile. "It will all be revealed in due time," she said. The room began to buzz with excited chatter. Sage could see why Cassie might be apprehensive. Starlings had to train for 4 years before they were allowed to travel down to Wishworld to grant wishes. But to Sage, this was nothing but a thrilling, unexpected gift. Lady Stella held up her hand for silence, and everyone immediately stopped talking. "If our calculations are correct, the amount of positive energy you collect could be up to 1,000 times greater than usual." The headmistress had a serious look on her face. "There is just one thing you must know. This is highly controversial and must remain a secret. To the rest of the school, you are students, just like them. You will attend classes with your fellow classmates. You will join teams and participate in clubs. To the rest of Starling Academy, you will be no different from any other student." She smiled. "Except for one small thing. During the last period of each star day, you will report to a specially built soundproof classroom for a class for only for you, in order to divert attention away from our secret plans. The rest of the school will think you are part of a monitored study group." "You can't possibly mean us too," exclaimed Leona, indicating herself and the 7 older girls. "I mean every one of you," Lady Stella answered. "Wait a Starman," said Vega, clearly dismayed. "You mean no one will know that we're on this special mission? That they will think that we need extra help?" "This is not about personal glory," Lady Stella said sternly. "If you don't want to be part of Starland history, you can turn down your spot. Another student will certainly jump at the opportunity." Lady Stella extended her arms dramatically. "So," she said, "are you all in?" "Yes!" shouted Sage right away. Astra gave her a dirty look. Clearly, she had wanted to be the first to speak. "Yes," she said. All around the table, the girls accepted the challenge. Some were more empathetic in their response than others. When it was finally Cassie's turn, she paused for what felt like an eternity before stealing a glance at Sage, who nodded at her encouragingly. "Yes," she whispered. "Starmendous," said Lady Stella. She then pointed to the middle of the table where a large pile of glittery golden boxes in all shapes and sizes sat. Sage blinked. She was fairly certain that the center of the table had been empty just a moment ago. From the looks of the other girls' faces, they thought the same thing. The headmistress picked up a small square box. "Clover," she announced, "please stand up." She opened the box to reveal a jeweled purple barrette. She clipped it into Clover's hair where it winked in the light. I still think she should have gotten an anklet. That's all I'm saying. Clover has too much going on in her hair. Okay, she got braided buns, freaking a barrette in her hair, a hat on her head. There's too much going on with Clover's head. "This is your wish pendant," Lady Stella explained to Clover. She looked around the room. "You will each receive your own. As you all know, students usually receive these upon graduating, but you are getting them now. You may take it off at night, but you should wear it every day. Wish pendants are utmost importance on wish missions. They will glow when you make initial contact with your wisher. Contact with your wisher. They will collect the wish energy when the wish is granted, and since you are star darlings, your wish pendants will hold extra special powers," she explained mysteriously. "This will be revealed as your education progresses." What are you doing? Lady Stella continued to hand out the boxes. A watch for Adora, bracelets for Piper. Sporty Astra looked quite pleased with her wristband. Tessa admired her brooch. Gemma was presented with earrings. Libby got a necklace of tiny clustered stars, and Scarlet received star-shaped buckles for her boots. Leona fastened a thick cuff on her arm. And Cassie received a pair of very cool-looking star-shaped glasses, which she seemed to be delighted with, despite herself. Vega accepted her belt buckle solemnly. Lady Stella slipped a sparkling gold star pendant around Sage's neck. It hung from a lavender rope accented with tiny stars. It was beautiful to look at, and she could somehow sense that it had great powers. She found herself trembling as she admired it. There was a rap at the door. Lady Stella inclined her head, and the door slid open. A short, stocky woman with purple hair stood uncomfortably in the doorway. "Allow me to introduce Lady Cordial, our head of admissions," Lady Stella said. "Hello, students," Lady Cordial said in a low voice. "Lady Cordial is our admissions director and is instrumental in helping select each incoming class. I have decided to share your mission with her, Nala. She a wish watcher who will notify us when our wishes are ready to be granted. Please introduce yourselves to her." So one by one, the girls stood up and said their names. Doing the traditional starling bow, Lady Cordial clasped her hands together after each bow, the starling way. "Star salutations, girls," she said when they were done. "Star salutations, Lady Cordial," the girls chorused. "Now go to the Celestial Cafe, have a nice dinner, and get a good night's sleep. Your classes begin first thing tomorrow morning. Your schedules have already been sent to your communicators," Lady Stella told them. Sage felt a shiver of excitement run down her spine as she stood up from the table. Cassie, her eyes large behind her glasses and her face even paler than usual, made a beeline for Sage. "I don't know about this, Sage. What have we gotten ourselves into?" Sage patted her roommate's arm reassuringly. "What have we gotten ourselves into?" she thought. "Just the most amazingly startastic thing ever." Cassie turned and headed out the door. Sage followed her and paused to tap her elbows together 3 times as inconspicuously as she could. "3 times for good luck," someone said. Startled, Sage turned around to find the headmistress smiling down at her. "You are eager to begin," Lady Stella said. "I like that." She turned to walk away. "Lady Stella!" Sage called. "Yes," said the headmistress. "What does SD stand for anyways?" Sage asked. Lady Stella nodded. "I was wondering when someone was going to ask. You will be known, in private only, of course, as the Star Darlings." Sage smiled. "Star Darlings," she whispered to herself. It was a good name. She liked it a lot. Okay, that was chapter 3, and next video will be chapter 4.